Hello and welcome to Polk County, the heart of Central Florida. I'm Myrtice Young, Historic Preservation Manager. Join me as we travel on the Heritage Trail to discover Polk County's rich and diverse historic sites. The diverse history of the area is evident across Polk County, from city centers and urban neighborhoods to rural farms and cultural landscapes along our roads, railways, and rivers. History allows us to explore sense of place, the unique character of the county, and learn about the numerous people and events that shape the region. In celebration of this rich cultural heritage, the Polk County Heritage Trail was developed to highlight more than 150 years of county history. From historic homes and museums to Civil War sites, the trail provides an opportunity for communities to share their local history in the authentic locations where it happened. Join us in exploring the Polk County Heritage Trail. On this stop on the Heritage Trail, we are exploring Munn Park Historic District, Lakeland's original commercial area. Lakeland's town square sits at the center of the historic district with its eastern border circling Lake Mirror. This district reflects trends in early planning and development, commerce, and architecture since 1884. In the 1880s, development in Central Florida focused on phosphate, orange groves, and tourism. Abraham Godwin Munn of Louisville, Kentucky, was a regular winter visitor. In 1881, Munn bought several thousand acres of what would become Lakeland as an investment. Munn's family platted the new town in 1884 along the South Florida Railroad. To ensure the railroad included a stop in town, Munn constructed a large train station at his own expense and provided the railroad with right-of-way and land for terminals and tracks. Trains began stopping en route from Sanford to Tampa. Several names were considered for the new community, including Redbug, Rome City, and Munnville. Lakeland was chosen, and on January 1st, 1885, the town was incorporated. Munn and two partners organized the Lakeland Improvement Company to market lots in the new town. To accommodate potential buyers and residents, Munn opened the Tremont Hotel. The Tremont was torn down long ago, but the Lakeland Terrace Hotel now hosts guests at the same location. Munn recognized the importance of public spaces and established a park which he deeded to the city. Within a few years, the park was landscaped with trees and shrubs and included a public building and bandshell. Standing adjacent to the train station, Munn Park welcomed visitors arriving by train. The railroad helped Lakeland attract new residents, tourists, and businesses. Within a few years, the Florida Southern Railway connected the community to Gainesville. Lakeland was a key rail yard and shipping site for Polk County. The rail lines made it possible for citrus growers and phosphate producers to efficiently ship their goods to market. The town grew quickly, and by 1886 already had hotels, sawmills, churches, a school, a bank, and several stores. In 1891, Lakeland became the third city in Florida with electricity. Soon after, a telephone system was added. While wooden buildings framed the park in the 1800s, no commercial structures from that era have survived in the historic district. By 1901, the population of Lakeland reached 1,000. As the town grew, the area around Munn Park continued to be the commercial center. In 1902, the Bower Building, one of Lakeland's first masonry buildings, was constructed. The Bower Building is the oldest building still standing in the Munn Park Historic District. At different times, the building has housed a movie theater, hotels, and various types of retail stores. Like many of the early buildings in Lakeland, it was not designed by an architect. Local builders often used pattern or style books to select elements of these vernacular buildings. In 1903, the Clontz building opened. The Cigar Factory was one of its earliest tenants. This vernacular building blends elements of several styles of architecture, including Romanesque arch display windows. Today, the Clontz building looks as much as it did when it first opened and is easily identified by its circular turret. A fire in 1904 destroyed a block of buildings near Munn Park. Merchants whose shops burned up set up temporary stores in Munn Park. After the fire, less flammable masonry construction became more common. By 1910, Lakeland had streetlights and water mains. To house many of the new residents, subdivisions developed where orange groves had been, including the Dixieland subdivision south of downtown. Yet citrus remained a crucial part of the economy. In 1910, Polk County shipped more citrus than every county in Florida except Orange County. Lakeland's role as a shipping hub was again strengthened in 1913 when the Seaboard Airline constructed a new rail line and invested locally in rail yards and rail facilities. Polk County began a period of major road construction in 1914. Bonds were issued to finance 217 miles of new roads with the goal of creating a road from every town in Polk County to every other town. While the district's street plan did not change, the new roads helped connect Lakeland with surrounding communities. To greet visitors, Lakeland built a large illuminated welcome arch that spanned Kentucky Avenue. Little development took place in Lakeland during World War I. Difficulties importing materials and shipping phosphate to Europe during the war led to plant closures. By 1920, the population of Lakeland exceeded 8,000. Florida Southern College relocated to Lakeland in 1922. A former orange grove on the shore of Lake Hollingsworth became the college's new home. Near Munn Park, All Saints Episcopal Church completed a new Mediterranean Revival building in 1924 with a stucco exterior, arched windows, and a square bell tower. Munn donated the land for the church. Florida experienced a real estate boom in the 1920s with a lot of construction as prices climbed quickly. Lakeland's population also boomed, more than doubling from 1920 to 1925. Construction became a substantial part of Lakeland's economy. To serve the growing population, in 1924, Lakeland issued nearly $2.5 million in bonds to fund municipal buildings. 3 new fire stations designed by Wilbur B. Talley were built in Spanish Revival style. Lakeland's new Renaissance Revival City Hall was completed in 1926 with arched windows, a tiled roof, and a decorative fresco band. Construction also started on several cloud scrapers in Lakeland during the 1920s. The Marble Arcade, Lakeland's first high-rise, opened in 1926. Another cloud scraper under construction at the time was the new Florida Hotel. But in 1926, Florida's real estate market collapsed. Several local banks failed and construction slowed dramatically. The new Florida Hotel was not completed until 1935. A few grand structures would open in the district in the years immediately following the real estate crash. The theater opened in downtown Lakeland. Designed to host both live performances and movies, the interior looked like a Mediterranean village complete with twinkling stars on the ceiling. Today, the theater is known as the Polk Theater and continues to host both live performances and movies, and it is such a treasure that it is listed today on the National Register of Historic Places. In 1928, Lake Mirror Promenade was built to introduce travelers to downtown Lakeland. Listed on the National Register of Historic Places, the Classical Revival Promenade still serves as a hub for civic events, from fireworks shows on the 4th of July to the Lakeland Auto Show in October. In 1929, Kress constructed an ornate department store bordering Munn Park. Kress was a major chain of five-and-dime stores with in-house architects who designed distinctive facades for the chain's stores. Here in Lakeland, a Renaissance revival style was used, featuring terracotta ribbons and swags, urns, and other distinctive elements. Today, the Kress building houses the Explorations 5 Children's Museum. The Kress building is just one of many successful restorations in the Munn Park District in recent decades. Concerned citizens, local corporations, and government agencies have worked to retain the historical integrity of the buildings while adapting them for new uses. For instance, after Lakeland outgrew the 1913 City Hall, the building was converted into office space for private businesses. And the 1917 Federal Building, which originally housed a post office, was converted recently into a popular restaurant. The Munn Park Historic District was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1997. While many structures in the district were built during the first 50 years of the community, the area remains a vital part of Lakeland, with restaurants, shops, offices, and cultural attractions. Whether enjoying a movie in the ornate Polk Theater, admiring the beautiful historic architecture, or walking along the Lake Mirror Promenade, there's something for everyone to enjoy in Lakeland's Munn Park Historic District. To learn more about the history and the architecture of the area, pick up a copy of a walking tour of downtown Lakeland. And always, we invite you to hit the road and discover the other sites on the Polk County Heritage Trail.